Hi guys, welcome back to the Library of Alexandria. Today guys, this is going to be mine April TBR. So it's kind of short, but again, if I have extra time, I will always slot in things that I should have read already and was not able to. So April is it's 30 days, like whatever. My April is, I thought it was packed. Maybe it's not. Maybe May is packed. I don't know. Hopefully in the summer my TBR frees up because I really want to. I gotta finish these series I'm trying to finish. But whatever. Without wasting any more time.
Terminus potions, tablets and lotions.
Here are the books that I plan on reading in April. So the first one is going to be Bujold, Ravencry by Ed McDonald. This is book 2 of the Ravensmark series. Book 1 is Blackwing, and it was exceptional. It's probably the biggest surprise of last year, other than Purple and Black. I have a review right there if you want to see it. It is about a post-apocalyptic world where these godlike beings kind of went to war, and they ended up having to scorch the place in order to stop the other godlike beings they were trying to stop. And, you know, it's always a question of, does the legacy they left behind, are they still around? Like, are they in hiding? Like, what's going on? And it's a murder mystery. And Reinhold Galharrow, which is a cool name, is at the center of it. He's trying to escort this one woman to this other town, and she is a magician and can... I always forget what their magic's called, but it's something with lights, and it uses like light bulbs, like little batteries that out. But anyway, it was excellent, and it read so fast, and so I hadn't been able to continue. I read it in August, and I hadn't been able to continue the series, and so I said I was going to finish this, and because Leanna and I are going to read his new book, the arc of his new book, in May, next month, Daughter of Redwinter, because it comes out in June. Got to read it because it's arc, so got to read it beforehand. But she's had been wanting to read the series as well, reread the series as well. So I think we're going to reread this at the same time. By that, it means she'll read it in 2 days, and it'll take me a week, and then, you know, we'll never talk about it because she'll be done long before I will. But this series is so good. At least the first book was. I'm excited. Everyone I've talked to about this series says this is their favorite one, so I cannot wait to see what is in store for me in this one. Next up, we have Bujold, Shards of Honor by Lois McMaster Bujold, and this is the first book in the Vorkosigan saga, at least chronologically. So this is about Cordelia Naismith, who is given the captaincy of a crap ship that nobody cares about, and she gets drawn into this web of intrigue and deception and treachery, as it says on the back, and then ends up making a peace with Lord Vorkosigan, who, I mean, obviously lends his name to the title. And that's really all I know about it. But it's a very, very highly regarded sci-fi series. Everyone I've talked to that's read this loves this stuff. This book is 200 pages, which, yes, fitting the year of the short novel. This was the spin of the patron wheel. I think this was Al's choice. I think Al put this on the wheel. And so, you know, this is the book for April that I'm going to be reading. If anybody wants to, if you would like to read along this book with me, very cool. But 200 pages, awesome sci-fi, awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to read this. I've had Lois McMaster Bujold on my TBR since my very first BookTube video, but that was Curse of Chalion. But I definitely want to read some Bujold because I've heard really, really good things about her. And again, this book's 200 pages. Glory be and the saints be praised. Next up, we have Bujold, the Salininus trilogy. So, by K.J. Parker. There you go. And that consists of Blue and Gold, The Devil You Know, and The Big Score. And so, as you know, Zara and I read a Parker every month, and it's generally either a standalone novel or some of the novellas. Last month we read the 2 Exorcist books, and then I had an arc of The Long Game, which is the 3rd Exorcist book. We were supposed to read Devil You Know last month, which is the 2nd Salininus book, and then I'm like, what if we just read the next 2 Salininus books this month? They're novellas, it's fine. I'm also going to reread Blue and Gold because I had too much going on at the time. It shouldn't have taken me a week to read a book that is less than 100 pages. So I'm going to reread it, and I'm probably going to enjoy it more this second time around. And yeah, we're just going to blaze through it. I do not know why this second book is this, and these 2 books are this. Who knows? Salininus is known as the world's greatest philosopher and alchemist, and hijinks ensue. It is very, very, you know, stereotypical Parker. We've got the rogues gallery that we normally have, and close to politics, close to military, things you don't expect, terrible human beings. I know someone reading Blue and Gold who despises Salininus. Yeah, Salininus is I don't like him more than Basso. But what I actually really like is that Saturninus is referred to in a lot of other books as this great font of knowledge. He's like sold this kind of brand of his as this brilliant philosopher, even if he doesn't believe half of the things that he writes or says. So we'll get through these novellas this month and, be able to move on to, he's got some other standalone novellas and then the short story collections, and one more standalone novel, which is Savages. And then we'll be able to move on to the series. So I am pumped. Y'all read KJ Parker. Like, I know y'all are tired of hearing me say it. Just read it. Like, why don't y'all trust me that I'm leading y'all to down the right path? Like, I'll say this book is so good, like hundreds of times, and I'll get other people to be like, oh man, it's good, and then one person will be like, I didn't like that. They'll be like, oh, I can't read that. This person didn't like it. What do they know? They don't know anything. These books are good. Arbiter of Truth. Read well, I wouldn't start with these. Start with Purple and Black to kind of get a style, and if you want to start with a novel, start with The Folding Knife. I have not yet recommended The Folding Knife to someone who has read it and not enjoyed it. Not yet. Not one time has someone read The Folding Knife upon our recommendation and not enjoyed it. Read The Folding Knife. It's exceptional. For nothing else, how to write a brilliant character. A character of superior intellect, because it's not done super well in a lot of books. And then finally on my TBR is Boosh, The Widow's House, book 4 of the Dagger and Coin. I'm going to read this. I've read one book a month. I refuse to not read this. I will read it because the series is great. It's Daniel Abraham. I am loving it. I can't talk about anything that's going on. So far, I'm not quite done with book 3 yet. So far, book 2 has been my favorite, but book 3 has some paradigm shifts that is really like, what is going to go on in these books? I am pumped to read this book and then finish it out in May. Oh man, May's loaded. I already said that. Blast. Read Daniel Abraham. Get through the Dragon's Path, and then at least read The King's Blood. And if you don't like The King's Blood, then Abraham's probably not for you. But make it to that second book of an Abraham series. I know not everyone loves the first books. I understand. I do understand. I love them. I understand why everybody else doesn't. But read the second book. And then decide. And then if you don't like it, then, it's fine. He doesn't have to be for everybody. I personally love Abraham. The magic system especially is fascinating in this series. So I will definitely be reading this as well. Next, and this is not actually fine. The last one wasn't finally. This is finally. If I have time, I'll read it. This is only 300 pages. The Silver Spike, which is book 4 of The Black Company. Some people say it's not. It's like a side thing. I call it book 4. I say there are 10 books, not 9. And I'm going to read this if I can fit it in, because me and Jake, from Jake Bishop, Jake has really enjoyed the Books of the North of the Black Company, and, there's not a ton of people who really enjoy the Black Company books the way I do. And so we want to have a live show talking about it, and Jake suggested, well, what if we did it on the first 4? And so that's fine. I'll try to get to this. If not, Jake and I will have a discussion on the first 3, so look out for that. If you like Black Company, or just come listen to us talk about it, maybe we convince you to read Black Company. Silver Spike is weird. It's just weird. It just reminds me of Nick Cage's The Wicker Man.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast!
Which this came out before Nick Cage's The Wicker Man, but still, it's just a weird book. It's a weird book. It's not written by Croker. It's written by, this is a side story. It is, but it's not written by Croker, which is already, a minus against it, because Croker is dabomb.com. But hopefully I'll have time to give this a read. Now, as an announcement, even though it is, it's not on my TBR for this month, it will be for next month. If you joined us for the February The Unhewn Throne, you know that read-along went over like a lead balloon. Most people did not enjoy it. It was a confluence of everybody kind of dogpiling in the Discord, and then it being a rough start, being a debut novel. Just, it wasn't what it needed to be. And then most people, not all, but most people didn't really want to continue on with the series. Even mine most trusted friends. So I asked them what they wanted to do, and most people wanted to scrap it and kind of start a new read-along. And so I spun the wheel for three other series I was interested in reading, and we had a vote. And what won, I'm actually really excited of what won. So in May, we will be reading a channel read-along. We will be starting the Shadow campaigns, or the May campaigns, starting with Boosh, Book 1, The 1,000 Names. For those of you who are longtime fans of Book Jeopardy, this book is in every Book Jeopardy. And I even tell people it's going to be in the next one, and no one remembers the name of this. The 1,000 Names by Django Wexler. I am really excited to read this with people because, as you know, I am on a quest for the best of Flintlock Fantasy. And currently, the two kind of poster children for Flintlock Fantasy are the Powder Mage, which is by and large number one, and then a distant second is the Shadow Campaigns. And I think it's just largely because the series are so long. Powder Mage is just really visible, and Shadow Campaigns is a completed 5-book series that is good. I think it deserves its place as number 2. I like this book significantly better than I like Promise of Blood. This is a 5-book series. It starts with this. It is the Napoleonic... guys, it's the Napoleonic Wars. It's the Napoleonic Wars with demons. And it's great. If you like strong female characters, one of them is one of the POVs. Winter Earnglass is a fantastic character. I like her. I think she's more interesting most of the time than Marcus, who is the other main character in this book. And Winter is a girl who has disguised herself as a boy to join the military, the British military. It's not Britain, but it's the British military. And this is great. Guys, Flintlock Fantasy is my jam. I've read this series, and I'm so excited to read it again and share it with you guys and talk to you guys about it. I'm so excited. This is really good. It has one of my favorite characters in fantasy, Janice Bet Valnich, who is the brilliant tactician character. Like, a character who is brilliant, and I believe is brilliant. I'm not just told. I see how brilliant he is, which I love. You know that. And the tactician, which is another archetype that I really, really enjoy. Janice is something else. But this is about Britain is at war with, this reminds me of the India campaign. They're in kind of the desert, and they're fighting against, the savages or whatever. But it doesn't take place in, a European setting, like the later ones do. So this feels very much more like the India campaign of the Napoleonic Wars. And it's just good. And there are demons involved. There's a dark power at work. But Django Wexler writes Flintlock, Napoleonic era battle scenes really well. I really enjoy this book. There is some murderous bully crap, but they're not kids, so at least it's murderous adults, which is slightly better. It's not my favorite. Every character is not my favorite, and every decision isn't my favorite. Books 3 and 4 are really, really good. I really, really enjoyed those. So, if you want to join us in May, pick up this book and come join us and read along with it. I'm really excited to talk about this. I'm glad this one won. So, the May campaigns and the 1,000 Names, and hopefully people will... I don't know what this dude... this guy looks like an assassin with, swords crossed. That's not what this book is about. It should have, a British soldier. All the other ones have, British soldiers on the front. I'll go ahead and read the back to you in case you don't know. So, Captain Marcus Devore, commander of one of the Vordenai Empire's colonial garrisons, was serving out his days in a sleepy remote outpost until a rebellion left him in charge of a demoralized force clinging to a small fortress at the edge of the desert. To flee from her past, Winter Earnglass masqueraded as a man and enlisted as a ranker in the Vordenai colonials, hoping only to avoid notice. But when chance sees her promoted to command, she must lead her men into battle against impossible odds. Their fate depends on the newly arrived Colonel Janice Bet Valnich. Under his command, Marcus and Winter feel the tide turning and their allegiance being tested. For Janice's ambitions extend beyond the battlefield and into the realm of the supernatural, a realm with the power to reshape the known world and change the lives of everyone in its path. I picked this up on the back alone, and I really enjoyed this book. So come out, read this with us next month in May. So that's it for me, guys. What are you guys reading in April? What are you most excited to get to this month? And also, make sure you tell me if you're going to come read the Shadow Campaigns with us, if you've just been waiting for a chance to experience some good Flintlock fantasy, because it is. It's exceptional. I really, really enjoy it. Thanks you guys so much for watching. As always, information about my Patreon and Discord is down in the description, and I'll see you next time, guys.